Hello everyone, welcome to Men on Mats. Today you'll need some kind of block, rolled up towel, cushion, something like that. And you'll also need something like one of these straps or belt will do just fine. We're going to start using this to start with. So, feet are hip distance apart, and I'm going to just wrap the strap a little around my hands so that I've got a little bit of tightness there, a bit of resistance. Soft through the knees, hips forward facing, lifting up long through the spine, rolling the shoulders back and down. We're starting with a lift and a lower. A lift and a lower. Apologies if you lose my hands at the top here, but you get the gist of what I'm doing. There's my cockerel, he's out again today. Good. So just starting to warm up the body, a nice gentle warm up, a little bit of everywhere before we really start getting into our stretches. Good. We've got two more here. And last one. And from here, a little spinal rotation. I'm bringing the strap up to about my waist. Soft knees, hips forward facing, and I'm going to start to twist here. So you'll feel this predominantly in the waist, lower spine area. That's where you'll feel this twist. Make sure that you're not twisting like this. So we want to keep the hips forward facing and those knees nice and soft. Good. So we've got a few more here. Just see if you can go a little bit further and slow it down. Little hold there. And to the other side. Little hold there. And then same thing. Holding either side just for a moment. And then we come back to centre. I'm going to loosen the strap off by one. Bringing the arms overhead. And from here I'm coming side to side. So a nice little side bend here, stretching into the side of the body. You'll feel your rib cage lifting up away from your hips here. That's what we're looking for. Good. And again, you can see that I've got a little hold as I come down to the side. So I just find that stretch and I hold it before I change sides. And we've got one more to either side here. Good. Coming back to centre, bring the arms down, roll those shoulders back. We're taking those feet so they are wider here than the hips, and I've got a little turnout with those toes. With the strap, we make a circle, coming up, coming down into a squat, and coming back up. So you're making a full circle here with the strap. Bending those knees so we start to get a little bit of warmth going through those legs. Okay, now let's start to think about how we are breathing throughout our session. In through the nose, out through the mouth is what you're aiming for. Looking to create a nice balance with the breath so that those breaths are evenly matched. Let's have one more in this direction, and then what we're going to do is change direction here. So we come around the other way. See if you can drop a little deeper into that squat. You'll start to notice those inner thighs, feeling those starting to warm up here, as well as those hips, knee joints as well. Good. And let's have one more here. We come up, we bring those arms down, we pop that strap to one side, hands on hips. Stay here, or if you wish, heel toe, and go a little bit further away with those feet. We start to glide. Now when we glide, you're thinking about lifting up long through the spine here. Try not to tilt forward, keeping the chest open, So those shoulders are back and down. And again, as you feel yourself warming up into the move, just see if you can start to go a little bit further, a little bit deeper into your side bend here. You've got that nice smooth gliding movement. Good. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. We come to center. I'm going to turn those toes just a little bit more if you can. I'm coming into a plie squat here. So I'm keeping my tailbone just slightly tucked under, spine long and lifted. I'm coming down into that plie and lifting back up. Down into the plie and lifting back up. You can have those hands on the hips if you would prefer. Turning those knees away, feeling those inner thighs working here. And if you want to, a little hold before you lift. Let's start to work a little harder through those inner thighs. Good. We've got one more and we're going to hold it just a little bit longer here. So let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Up we come. Heel toe those feet, bring them carefully back to under those hips, and we are coming to the edge of our mat for a roll down. So from here we start with a long lifted spine, shoulders back and down, gently scooping in through the tummy. Take a breath. Exhale, chin to chest, shoulders lead, lifting the ribcage up and away from the pelvis here. You're going as low as you can. Option 1, you're going to stick with that roll down and then carefully rolling yourself back up. Option 2, you're going to roll it down and walk it out into a plank. So with the plank, we aim for 4 walks, right, left, with those hands coming into the plank, holding this plank for a couple of breaths here, and then we walk the hands back. Again, aiming for 4 walks back with the hands, and then slowly up we come. So your choice, option 1, stay with the roll down, option 2, add on that plank. So it's entirely up to you. The purpose of the roll down is to start getting us thinking about moving more thoroughly through the spine here. So roll down is a nice exercise that we use to think about strength, stability, range of movement of the spinal column. Simple, effective. The plank, what that does if you're adding on, is it gives us a little bit of full body conditioning work. It's gentle, but again, it's effective as we start to just wake a little bit of everything up in the body here. Good. We've got one more here, and then from here, what we're going to do is walk it out into that plank. So if you're on option 1, come with me, but do feel free to drop to those knees if you would prefer. Holding that plank a moment. I'd like you to push the heels away. Make sure that your spine is in a nice soft neutral position. Shoulders back and down, lift that chest up. Option 1, if you need it, you're on those knees. Holding the plank a little bit longer. Take a nice breath in, and as we exhale, we drop down to the knees, we uncurl the toes, and we walk the hands back, so the hands are under the shoulders here. So from here into cat-cow stretches. Cat-cow stretches complement really nicely the roll down. So your cat stretch, arching the back like a cat, dropping the chin towards the chest, and then your cow stretch, pushing the tummy down towards the mat. See, I'm looking straight ahead. Then I'm looking down towards my tummy. And I'd like you to keep working between both of those exercises, your cat and cow. That is option 1. Option 2 here, cat, cow. Come to neutral spine, so you're nice and soft. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees just a couple of inches off the mat here. Again, works nicely with that plank, but a full body conditioning work. Knees come down, uncurl those toes, back into your cat stretch, into your cow stretch. Neutral spine, curl the toes, hover. I'm going to hover for a couple of breaths here. Then the knees come down, uncurl the toes, and repeat. So I'd like you to do a few more of these in your own time. Cat-cow stretches, adding on if you want to. With that hover, it's entirely up to you. Good. So what you're looking for here is as much movement through the spine as you can. So we're thinking about moving the spine in different directions. That's your cat-cow. And then again, as I've said, that hover. That's a bit of full body conditioning, gentle but effective. Let's have one more here. Going for that cat, cow and hover. And then when you are ready, we are going to uncurl the toes. We are going to extend those arms and sink back into child's pose. So, holding it there in your child's pose for a moment. I'm turning round. Got just a little bit of sun coming through my eyes there. So, holding that child's pose just a little bit longer here. When you're ready, coming up to all fours, taking that right leg out to the side. So your right foot is about level with that left knee. And from here, what I'm going to do is gently start to rock. So when we rock, it's a nice loosener. It loosens up the body a little bit here. And you'll feel that we're creating length through that right leg. You'll feel that we're opening out through that right hip. And we're also just getting into the inner thigh here as well. So a few more rocks. And just see if you can start to increase that range of movement. You don't have to sink that bottom back towards that foot, not necessary. This one is all about movement, so it's what works for you. As always, working within your comfortable range of movement. So it doesn't matter if you can't go very far, a bit of movement is better than no movement at all. Good. When you're ready, we are going to sink it back and hold. Now you'll notice I've not put my bottom on my foot this time, because from this position I can feel that that inner thigh is nicely stretched, that that leg is nice and long. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, you stay there, I'm going to move a little bit. So from here, I'm going to walk my hands round to that left side. Now what you'll feel here with that bit of twist is down the right side of that body, lower back side area, you should notice a stretch here. So we're going to hold that stretch for just a little bit. Good. You want to feel that stretch a little more deeply. Extend the arm or bring it overhead. I can feel that a lot deeper now into the side of my body. Good. Let's bring that right hand down. Walk the hands back to centre. bring that right leg in and we change sides. Left leg goes out to the side. Again, about level with that right knee, and when you're ready, taking it to that rock. So start off small if you want to here. Start to increase that range of movement as and when, and if it feels comfortable for you to do that. Again, what you're looking for here is that length. Notice the length. Notice that your inner thigh is nicely activated. You should feel that warming up here and working for you. Good, couple more on the rock. And then when you're ready, we sink it back. So again, just far enough so that you can feel inner thigh on that left side. You might notice that right quad as well working here. So you can stay here, or once again, walk those hands over to that right side, creating a bit of twist, bit of rotation there through the spine. Hopefully you've got that stretch in that left side of the back here. Again, you can stay here, or you can add the lift, extending the arm, or bringing it overhead. I want you to just tweak it so that it feels right for you. Find the stretch that works. We're holding this one. Focus on your breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you've got that arm lifted with me, we bring it down and we walk those hands back to under the shoulders. We bring that left leg in and we come up, lifting up long through the spine. Take a nice breath in. Exhale, circle those arms round. Very nice, we come to seated. So this is when you might feel the benefit of having something to sit on. You'll know if you need something to sit on, because as you take the legs to a cross position or long in front of you, your choice, you might notice that your hips or your thighs are kind of gripping towards each other and lifting up. If that is the case and it's uncomfortable, block or something under the bottom. From here, we're going to start with a nice little shoulder swoop. So I want you to be comfortable. I'm comfortable in a cross-legged position. You might want long legs, that's up to you. Let's start with the right arm and we go for that swoop here. So just starting here to get some warmth into those shoulders. So we've already warmed up. We've warmed up through the shoulders. We've warmed up a bit of everywhere. Now we're starting to think about going a little deeper into our stretches. So what we're doing here is shoulder rotation, getting some movement going through the shoulders. Focus on that breath. You can see here that I'm not just moving my shoulders. I'm letting my spine melt in with that movement. So I'm moving my spine as well as my shoulders, kind of blending the movements here so that my whole body's getting involved a little bit. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. We bring that right arm down and we repeat left side. We swoop through the shoulder. Good. Keep swooping here. And we have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the arm down. Roll the shoulders back. We're going for a small V shape with those legs. So my feet are just a little bit wider here than those hips. You have some options. Prayer position, hands across each shoulder, or open chest here. I'm pushing down through my thighs and through my feet, and I'm flexing my feet. I'm pushing the heels away from the body. Long and lifted spine, spinal rotation. Side to side is what you're aiming for. What you're also aiming for here is to keep those hips really nice and still. So try not to lift the hips as you rotate. Keep them firmly pressed down into your mat. Good. Again, focus on that breathing. Should be noticing this in the waist area, middle spine area, and also hopefully you're noticing that those shoulders are starting to feel a little bit warmer, that we're getting a little bit of heat in the shoulders here. We've got one more to each side. Then we bring the arms down, give those shoulders a little roll, take the legs wider. So as wide as you can comfortably. We're opening out through the chest, take a nice breath in. We exhale and we hug that big beach ball as we lean slightly forward. Opening up here, squeeze the shoulders together. Exhale, hug that beach ball, rounding out through the upper back. So an opening and closing movement here. Encouraging good posture as we open up, squeeze the shoulders, lovely open chest, and then stretching into the upper back as we hug that beach ball. I want you to really focus on your breathing here. How does this feel? Can you feel the arms starting to work a little harder here? Those upper arms and shoulders. Can you feel that you're opening up your chest, stretching into your upper back? This is an express class today, which means it's going to be about half an hour. And we're going to have a real good power through where we stretch a bit of everything, making each movement as effective as possible to get the most out of our stretches. Let's have one more open and close. Good. Roll the shoulders again, hands down. Now, what we're going to do here is walk. I'm aiming for 4 walks forward and 4 walks back. I do appreciate that not everybody can walk with palms down. So, if it's just a case of this is as far as you can get, that's not a problem. If I go that far, I can still feel that my hamstrings are starting to activate and stretch. So it really is very much as far as you can comfortably go. Soft feet, aim to feel those hamstrings stretching here. When we do this exercise in class, I always have a look around the room and remind people to relax their shoulders. It's one of those exercises where we tend to hunch up a bit here because quite often we suffer with tight hamstrings, especially you chaps. So just make sure that those shoulders are nice and relaxed as we walk. And as we start to walk, just relax into it. There's no pressure to go any further than you want to go here, or that you can go. But I'd like you to just start to find that little hold as you take those hands as far away from your body as you can. So next time we walk, I'd like you to hold just a little bit longer, take a few breaths, relax the shoulders, breathe. And we're walking back. Good. Now this time, we're walking. Relax. As far as you can, hold it there. You might want to adjust those legs a little bit. Maybe you can go a little bit wider. Now we've created here a nice open hip stretch position, and we've created that length, that stretch into the hamstrings. So back of the thighs is where you should be feeling this one. Good, just relax, relax those shoulders, focus on the breath. And when you're ready, let's walk it back. Good work. We are going to sit on the right side of our bottoms. So, that 90-90 position, I've got my right foot to my left knee. I'd like you to pick up your left foot, right hand down. Let's start to swing through that left leg. So, bit of power swing work here, starting to activate through the quads. So we're thinking about hip flexor, front of the hip, down into the front of that thigh, stretching that big muscle here, that quad in the front of the thigh. We're going for this swing, and it's just a reminder to warm that quad up, that we want it to do some work here. So when you're ready, we plant the knee and we draw the heel to the bottom. Some people aren't comfortable with that. If you're not comfortable with that, then you're going to take the hands behind and you're going to lift the chest. I can feel that in the same place, just where I want to work. So take that as an option. If you're here, stay here or drop down onto the elbow. It's entirely up to you. Good. So we're just relaxing into this quad stretch, feeling that stretch in the front of the thigh there. As always, when we quad stretch, make sure you don't feel it too much in the knee. We don't want tension around the knee here. Keep it nice and soft. Good. So I'm going to stay on that elbow. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit here, and I'm going to lengthen that left leg. Nice and long through the spine. I'm going to circle. A little bit of hip work. Nice circle here. Good. You might be able to feel those thighs. We change direction. We go round the other way. If you've got a heavy leg, keep working through it. Try not to stop here. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Let's change sides. So we're coming over onto the left side of the bottom. And again, I'm lifting up the right foot and I'm going for the swing. If you don't want to swing, you know that you can place that leg behind and lean back. That is absolutely fine. So again, reminding that quad, we want it to do some work here. When you're ready, planting the knee, heel to bottom. You can stay here, you can drop down onto the elbow if you wish. Again, have a think about how this feels. Front of the thigh, front of the hip is where you want to feel this. Knee, not so much. Keep the knee nice and soft. Good. Holding for a little bit longer. Then I'm staying on that elbow and I'm going to lengthen that leg, lifting up long through the spine. I've got my hip circle here. As nice, smooth, big a circle as you can. Good, we change direction. Let's go round the other way. Hopefully there's not too much heat in those thighs. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, we're coming over onto our backs now. So this is where you might want to pop something under the head for comfort. We're going to start with the right leg into the strap here. My left foot is on the floor, so the knee's pointing up towards the ceiling. That's where I want it to stay. I'm going to flex that foot, push the heel up to the ceiling, and then I'm going to just gently add a little bit of movement into that calf stretch. So we're getting the most out of our calf stretches here that we possibly can. So a nice little lower and lift with that flex foot means that you've got a really nice bit of activation into the calf here as we find that stretch. And we're going for 3, 2, and on the 1, we hold that calf stretch. We push that heel up to the ceiling here. Relax the shoulders. It's one of those exercises where people are tempted to tense up here. Relax the shoulders. Find that beautiful length through the leg here. The stretch is predominantly in that lower part of the leg. If it's creeping up into the hamstring, then you can lower the leg away from the body a bit. If you've got a bit of a shake, which I had a little bit there, it's just a little bit of tightness and it's nothing to worry about. So from this calf stretch into a hamstring stretch, soft foot and knee, bring that leg in towards the body. So there we go, we've got a nice shake going on there. It's just a bit of tightness. If you prefer, you can grab the ankle, and I like to just really bring that leg in. Oh, it's shaking a lot here today. I've been working out a lot in my living room. There's not much else to do, is there, at the moment? So I think that's why I've got a shaky leg. So we've shifted that stretch into the back of the thigh here. All right, let's change sides. Left leg goes into the strap, right foot goes down. Flex the foot, push the heel up to the ceiling. Again, we've got that little float here. So I can really feel this in the lower part of my leg. Good. Got that nice smooth movement going here. We've got 3 and 2. And last one here. Let's push that heel up to the ceiling. Calf stretch. So again, just nice and relaxed with the rest of the body here. Shoulders soft, relaxed into the mat. Feel that stretch in the lower part of the leg here. Good. From the calf stretch into that hamstring stretch, soften the knee. Bring the leg into the body, shifting that stretch into the back of the thigh. Good. If you're shaking, doesn't matter, you and me both. Again, you can reach for the ankle if you prefer. That'll take it a little bit deeper for you. And we're going to finish today, and this is where we finished in our last Men on Mats video because it's a really great move. Both feet come up into the strap. We take the legs wide, we hold the strap at the ends, we push the heels up to the ceiling, and if you want to, add that little rock gently from side to side, which massages into the width of the back. This is a lovely one, very effective. We're creating length through the legs, from the top all the way down to the bottom. We've got those open hips. I can feel my inner thighs stretching as well here. And this is really nice on the back, that nice gentle rock. I'm going to bring my legs just a little bit closer to my body here. That deepens the stretch that I can feel in those hamstrings. So if, like me, you've got tight hamstrings today, that's a nice option, just to bring those legs in a little bit more. Good. And when you're ready, you bring those knees in, you give those knees a hug. If you want to here, just pull the knees gently up towards those shoulders. You'll notice that stretch a little more deeply in the lower back here. Good work. Let's bring those feet down. Turn over onto one side and pushing up to a seated position. Let's cross those legs or whatever's comfortable for you. Nice deep breath in. Little swing here. And again, up we come. And swing. And one more. And swing. Good work. Shake it off. Good. So a nice express stretch class there. It's about 35 minutes, I think. So a little bit of everything we've covered there. I hope you enjoyed it. There'll be more to come. There are some pure stretch videos on here, hour-long videos if you'd like to try those. Pilates also. So I hope you can have a look at some of those. Stay well, stay safe. I'll see you soon.